Welcome to Night Sky Notebook for May 2022. My name is Peter Detterline, and let's take a look at all the great things that are going to be happening this month. We begin with moon phases. We start with the first quarter moon on May 8th, full moon at mid-month on the 16th, third quarter on the 22nd, and new moon at the end of the month on May 30th. On May 1st, early morning is where you want to get out to see a lineup of the planets. Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn, all spread out like a beautiful string of pearls. But the two brightest planets, Venus and Jupiter, are going to be really close to each other, and it's going to be a beautiful sight. They'll only be about a half degree. If you hold your pinky out at an arm's length, you're looking at about half the width of your pinky. Believe it or not, that's about the width of the full moon. They'll be so close, it is going to be a gorgeous sight, something you don't want to miss. Check it out, and if you've got binoculars, that's going to help as well. What's interesting is at the end of the month, Jupiter and Mars will also be about a half degree apart. We'll watch how that progresses as we go through the month. On May 2nd, Mercury and the Moon. That's going to be over in the western sky. Rather than the morning, you're looking in the evening, right after sunset, about 8:30 p.m. You don't get to see Mercury very often, so take advantage of these opportunities to see our smallest planet. It is amazingly bright, and it'll be very easy to locate with that really thin sliver of a moon just above. Check it out, and again, binoculars will be a great help for this. On May 5th, we've got the Querid meteor shower. These meteors actually originate from Halley's Comet, so you're looking at pieces of Halley's Comet. Imagine a comet melting and throwing off debris across the sky. When that debris hits the Earth every May 5th, we see those leftover pieces of the comet. Halley's Comet won't be around till 2061. But you can see pieces of it in our sky on May 5th. You won't see many, but the moon isn't going to interfere, so get a nice dark sky and make a good wish. This is the big event for May. On the evening of May 15th and 16th, there will be a total lunar eclipse. Now the partial phase is going to begin about 10:30. The total begins at 11:29. That's when it'll be fully red. And that will end at 12:54. The partial ends then about close to 2 o'clock in the morning. We're never really sure exactly what the color of the eclipse is going to be. It really depends on how much dust is in the atmosphere that day. It could be anywhere from completely black to brown to a bright orange, even a brick red. Check it out. This is something that is absolutely gorgeous. Because what's really happening for a lunar eclipse, and it only happens at full moon, is the moon goes into the shadow of the Earth. So during the partial phase, you'll be able to see it's starting to turn red, and you'll be able to see that edge of the Earth's shadow right there. Now, if you can sketch this and just really show where that curve is and extend that around, you can get an idea of the size of the Earth compared to the moon. You can even kind of do it in your head when you're looking out there. Even the partial phase is very, very interesting. You don't want to pass up this opportunity. Get out there and take a look at the total lunar eclipse, evening of May 15 to 16. We're back to the morning sky. It's May 22nd to the 26th. On May 22nd, the moon is going to be close to Saturn. 2 days later, close to Mars and Jupiter. 2 days later, close to Venus. So these planets are now about 2 lunar days apart. Notice the change of the phases as the moon starts to move across. Very, very thin when it gets to Venus. You'll be able to see the nighttime side of the moon. The reflection of that is called Earthshine, the reflection of the Earth onto the nighttime side of the moon. Binoculars or a small telescope will show that very well. But in the 26th, you're going to need a very low horizon. Definitely a low horizon for that. Saturn and the moon the 22nd, also really beautiful to see. But the one in the middle, that's what we want. On the 24th, Mars, Jupiter, and the moon will make a beautiful trio. Binoculars are going to be spectacular to see the 3 of them together. But let's stay with Jupiter and Mars for a moment as we go to the end of the month on the 29th. Mars and Jupiter are now a ½ degree apart, just as Jupiter and Venus were at the beginning of the month. So you can see how the planets have changed. The word planet means moving star. That's what they thought they were. Everything in the sky was a star to the ancients. Moving star. Venus and Jupiter have shifted places. Mars has caught up to Jupiter. Saturn much slower, much further away, still far out into the sky there. But Mars and Jupiter, that will be a beautiful sight. What a great way to end the month, as well as beginning it with Venus and Jupiter. Those are the big events for May. I hope you get a chance to get out there and look up and check these out for yourself under your own nighttime sky. If you'd like to learn more, check out my blog at nightskynotebook@blogspot.com. And until next month, keep looking up and follow your star.